Today, you and I are going to build one of the simplest tools for adding crisp, decorative lines to your lathe work, a wire burner. These things can sell for as much as $50 online, but that's way too much for something this simple. We'll turn the handles, rig up a guitar string, and I'll show you how to burn sharp lines that add contrast and character to your turning. It's quick, cheap, and once you use it, you'll want to put burn lines on everything. Let's get started. Here are the materials that you're going to need for this. There's two different ways that you can go about adding the screws. We'll go over that in just a little bit. You'll need a 10-inch block that's about 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/8 for the handles. And then you will need some guitar string. These things are really cheap. I think I paid $1.80 a piece, and that was locally. I think online you can probably get them for, I don't know, $5 for $5. I will leave a link in the description for these so that you can get them. When it comes to doing the fasteners, there's a couple ways to do this. You can either use some hanger bolts, which have their own little set of problems, as well as some internal tooth washers and a couple of wing nuts. The reason I'm not going to go with this method though is that I don't want to have to cut off either end of this. So this is not the method that I'm going to go with, but it's certainly very possible if you want to do that yourself. The method that I'm going to use is to use some threaded wood inserts. These are 1/4 inch, as well as some truss head machine screws. You can go with regular pan head screws, but these are a little bit wider on the bottom, so they'll give you a little bit more grip, as well as, again, some internal teeth washers. This just makes it lock down really tight. I'm going to first mark this at 5 inches, and then 2.5, 7.5. I'll find the center of my line, and this is 1 3/8, so I'm looking at 11/16. And I'll drill these out with a 5/16 bit, which is going to correspond with the threaded wood insert that I have here. I don't want to go all the way through, so I'm just going to kind of line this up to where it's going to come out, and that should be good. Before I cut this to round, I'm going to use my bandsaw jig to knock the corners off. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I find my centers. On the lathe here, you can see that I've expanded my lines over by just a little bit, maybe 1/8 inch on either side. But first I want to mark these out as well as the center. Because we are going to add some inserts in the center, I'm going to make these taper downward like this. The amount that you have yours taper is up to you. You could even just pull it off at this point and use it like this. Before I part this, I'm going to add my threaded wood inserts. Just make it a little bit easier to add them. And it looks like I'm getting a little bit of tear out, so I'm going to use a countersink just to clean it up a little bit. And I don't recommend doing this if you have hanger bolts. You don't want to hit your hands with a spinning bolt. And here we are. Now I can add my washer with teeth, then we can add the truss head machine screw. As far as your strings go, you need to be really careful. You want to make sure that they are single strings, they're not wrapped. The string I have in front of me is a wound string. It has a thinner core wire with another wire tightly wrapped around it. These are typically the lower pitch strings on guitars and not what you want. For burn wires, use a plain string. They're made of a single solid wire and give the best, cleanest burn lines. Again, check the description to get your own. You also, again, need to make sure that these are steel strings. Nylon won't do, and you want to make sure that you don't have any kind of coating, like a nickel coating as well. I've got 3 different sizes here. 9's going to be my smallest. 24P is going to be the largest. And while you are getting a single string in each one of these, they are very long. You can easily cut one of these in half, and then you'll have 2 different parts that you can use. I'll cut this one in half, and you also have this little end piece here that you want to cut off, like that. And I've got 2 perfect strands here that I can use. So what I'll do is I'll loosen this up. I'll place my wire between the bottom of the machine screw and the tooth washer. I'll put my thumb on this side. I'm just going to wrap it around on the inside, and then I can tighten this down. Then I can do the same thing with the opposite side. But there we go. That's all it is. And it's got a lot of strength, but Let's go try it out. This is a finishing tool, so you're gonna wanna make sure that everything is sanded down before you get started with it. While you can grab this and put it anywhere that you want to create a burn, I think cutting a groove first really helps you track where exactly you want that burn to be. There are two ways to use this. You can either push down or you can pull up. Now, personally, I like to pull up because I don't like the idea of pushing into the machine where if it snaps, I'm gonna be pushing forward. And I also feel like I get a little bit more leverage when I pull up. When you turn this on, you wanna make sure that your lathe is a little bit slower. You don't want it to be too fast where it can catch and pull from your hands. When you do this, hold the wire evenly and let the friction work. Thinner wires are gonna create a burn faster. Thicker wires are gonna take a little bit more friction to leave a mark. And remember that the longer that you leave it in the groove, darker the burn's gonna be. When you're cutting the line, the wire is going to get stuck inside of the wood. It's just gonna happen sometimes. So when you pull the wire away, make sure that you really pull on it so that it doesn't grab out of your hands and do this. With it done, you can see that there are some scorch marks on the outside. Use some sandpaper to clean it up afterwards. Make sure that you also watch for sparks that could fly into your sawdust and create a fire. When you use this, make sure that you always use the handles. Never grab onto it by just the wire. Don't wrap it around your fingers. You can very easily lose a finger. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something that you might make yourself. I'll have a video that pops up at the end that shows a burnisher that I did this method with. But please thank my patrons for being here to help keep these videos going. If you'd like to be a patron, I have a link in the description. Thank you for watching, and remember to keep making things.